Harvard University, the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, stands as a towering beacon of knowledge and enlightenment. With its roots deeply embedded in history, it has been a cradle of wisdom that has spread its light across the globe. Harvard is huge, not just because it has a lot of buildings and big spaces where students can study and hang out. It's also known for its long history and the important events that have taken place there. At this great university, 4 friends, Alex, Jeremiah, Naomi, and Kiara, planned a simple yet meaningful Friday night together. Coming from the various corners of the world, each brings a unique perspective to their group. Alex, with his philosophy studies and Native American heritage. Naomi, who hails from Japan and is deeply engrossed in medicine. Jeremiah, an Iowa native fascinated by physics. And Kiara, from India, passionate about Earth and planetary sciences, come together not for grand plans, but for the joy of shared experiences and learning from one another. Their dinner at a nearby restaurant becomes more than just a meal.
This place always feels like a little world tour. Each dish has its own story.
It's the stories that make the food special. It's like we get to travel without leaving Harvard.
Here's to good food, great friends, and the stories we'll share tonight.
Every time we meet, I learn something new. It's our own cultural exchange.
As they settled into their seats at the restaurant and began to share stories about their day, Jeremiah noticed a family at another table. Their meal had been served, and it sat untouched before them as they joined hands and bowed their heads in prayer.
That family's been sitting with their meal untouched for a while. What's the occasion?
They're observing Ramadan. It's a time for fasting, reflection, and community.
Fascinating. Fasting transcends physical hunger to feed the soul, doesn't it?
It's a holistic cleanse, and not just for the body, but for the spirit as well.
As the conversation about fasting in Ramadan continues, a melodic adhan emanates from the Muslim family's phone, signaling the time to break their fast.
Look, I think their prayer call just started.
It's the adhan call. It marks the end of their fast for the day.
There's something profoundly beautiful about this moment. It is communal.
It's a reminder of the discipline and faith that shapes their daily lives during Ramadan.
As they engaged in conversation, the waiter arrived, ready to intertwine their tales through taste. Naomi chose sushi, embracing her Japanese roots. Alex and Jeremiah opted for bison stew and cornbread, honoring their American heritage. And Kiara selected a spicy chicken biryani, a nod to her Indian lineage. Each dish, a heartfelt homage to their origins, enriching their shared table. Once they had placed their food orders, the group circled back to their earlier discussion. Naomi, who was studying medicine, began sharing with her friends the health advantages associated with fasting Ramadan.
You know, fasting, like what's practiced during Ramadan, has some fascinating health benefits. For one, it can really boost our immune system. The process reduces inflammation and oxidative stress, which in turn lowers the production of harmful cytokines while increasing antioxidants. This strengthens our body's defense against illnesses.
That's quite impressive. A stronger immune system just from fasting?
Exactly. And it's not just about immunity. Fasting can also enhance insulin sensitivity. Normally, our cells respond to insulin to regulate blood sugar, but poor sensitivity can lead to type 2 diabetes. Fasting helps in resetting this sensitivity.
So it's like giving your body's insulin response a tune-up. What about heart health? I've read a bit about fasting and cardiovascular benefits.
Spot on, Kiara. Fasting is incredibly beneficial for the heart. It lowers blood pressure and cholesterol, which reduces strain on the heart and decreases the risk of heart diseases and stroke by improving overall blood flow and reducing inflammation.
And the brain? I remember something about fasting and cognitive function.
Right, Alex. Fasting significantly boosts brain function. There's this protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, that plays a critical role in neuron health. Its production ramps up during fasting, leading to improved memory, learning, and mental clarity. It's like giving your brain a workout, enhancing its resilience and performance.
For this topic, not only did Naomi share what she learned from her field, medicine. Alex, as one of the best students in philosophy, mentioned some rare information about fasting from his perspective.
Expanding on Naomi's insights regarding the health advantages of fasting, it's important to note that fasting also carries deep philosophical and spiritual meaning. Historically, numerous philosophers and spiritual guides have extolled fasting for its capacity to cleanse both the soul and the intellect. Esteemed figures such as Hippocrates, known as the father of medicine, along with luminaries like Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and Galen, have all practiced fasting. While their fasting rituals might not align precisely with Islamic traditions, they indeed embraced fasting as a practice beneficial for both physical health and spiritual well-being.
Really? How so?
Well, by voluntarily abstaining from basic needs like food and drink, you're practicing a form of self-discipline that's essential for personal growth. It's a physical act with deep spiritual ramifications. You learn to control your desires, leading to a stronger and more disciplined mind.
That sounds like it's about more than just discipline. It's almost like a form of meditation.
Exactly, Kiara. It's a kind of meditative process. As I mentioned it before, many philosophers view fasting as a pathway to higher consciousness. By emptying ourselves physically, we create space for spiritual and intellectual enrichment. It's about making room for deeper insights and connections with the world around us.
So, it's like fasting clears the clutter in our minds and bodies, giving us clarity and a deeper sense of purpose.
Precisely, Naomi. And this clarity and purpose can lead to heightened awareness and empathy, connecting us more deeply with the human experience. It's fascinating how a practice as simple as fasting can open up such a wide array of spiritual and intellectual growth opportunities.
Inspired by their conversation and witnessing the family's commitment to fasting during Ramadan, the friends decide to embark on their own fasting journey, setting a date to begin this collective experience.
Witnessing this, I feel a pull to experience fasting myself. What do you all think about trying it together?
It's a beautiful idea. Experiencing it could deepen our understanding and appreciation.
I'm in. It's a unique opportunity to explore this practice through our own lenses.
Let's do it. It'll be a shared journey of discovery and reflection.
As their dinner wraps up, 4 friends exit the restaurant and head back to their Harvard University dorms under a starlit sky. Their walk home is quiet, reflective, influenced by witnessing a family's iftar at the restaurant. This glimpse into a different culture inspires them to consider fasting themselves, opening their minds to new understandings. The night ends for these friends, but it's far from ordinary nights. It leaves them enriched with a newfound curiosity about fasting and its significance. Their journey of discovery is just beginning, promising more learning and growth ahead.